Thursday Blissfuls! Ako po si Nico, Locco, and you're watching Bliss After Dark, the Love at the End of the World specials.
Good evening, Blissfuls. Welcome to Bliss After Dark, where we talk about your fantasies, your desires, your hunger, all for the love of entertainment that mirrors the crazy reality of life. Candid, all out, unfiltered. Let the dark take control.
Here we go.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Ay, Markki pa.
Hello.
Markki and Cali.
Markki and Khaled. Copy the diction of suicide. Some viewers may find disturbing.
Uy!
Wow!
Shit! Wait!
What? Oiled up?
Parang lahat ata. May ganyan. Hindi lang po si Markki. Si Tarzan.
Actually,
yan
makakasya ni Tarzan. Yeah, Tarzan.
Ang puti ng pati Markki and Cali.
Abangan ang kanyang favorite shot. Oh,
Oh, wait!
Santolan Station. We are arriving at Santolan Station. Please prepare your bags.
para nag-MR, no?
Yeah. Your bags?
Bags and jags.
Jake? Wait, silang Cavite. Okay.
Silang Cavite. Okay.
Ano pala to?
Multi-location.
Ano yung sasabi ko pa sa music? Yung progression, Russia. French progression, yung music. Galing yung
Very
music.
serving Jesus.
Oh, the lighting is...
Oh, kwenta naman.
Ganda ng lighting.
Wala akong title na episode. Meron din palang pa-batch exposure sa ano. Nakatalikod.
Si Ariel, yung matanda, si Ariel
Lab.
hindi marunong si Markki magpapakain ng isda. Lahat ng subo niya natitinig si Ariel. May tinig pala.
Wait,
Nakakatinig. Naitinig. Tawa kami ng tawa.
Ganda ng farm. Hindi pa ba yun? Totoo yan?
Might be.
Kasi is 70% blind siya.
Okay ba yung kulay naman?
Nagpagbulag yung isa. Tapos yung isa 70%. Yung isa totally wala. Yung isa 30% nakakita.
Oh.
Ganda ng taas ko.
Nagkasakit yung diabetes and gout. So parang medyo
Okay na siya.
50-50 pa rin. Nakakagumagal.
Wow, ganun
Ano yan? Ang tawag VFX?
Oo. Fire rainbow.
Kala pa LGBT effects.
Got you!
Beautiful.
Oh, sorry.
Teka lang sabi. Bili ka bilis.
Bakit? Kailangan ko makita.
Wow. Boy, puro baliw sila. Puro baliw sila. Pakpak.
Sinundan nila ako. Sinundan?
Ano pala sa Markki?
Sabay.
Ang tawag nila, Mike Nico sa kapal. Ano ba ito mo?
Kailangan mo makita.
Kamukha niya yung George Shell.
Sino kaya ang mga may-ari? Hindi ko alam. Anong hindi mo alam? Hindi ka ba nagtanong sa mga tao? Kilala yung mga may-ari. Kilala yung mga tao sa sa bayan.
He's very grounded.
Wala na sila.
He's very grounded.
End of the world na nga.
Ay, hindi, ano, may necklace siya. Tinanong ko rin eh.
So ano yan?
Mga parang natural phenomenon.
Okay.
Iba talaga pag
Manifestation.
Manifestation.
Okay.
Kanina lindol. Dito, ito.
So ikaw na tax evasion para kasi.
Baka mga taxidation pa sa'yo. Abulin ako.
Hello,
Wala kaming budget.
Puro bono lahat.
Wait, ito yung ano.
Oh, ternos.
Ito yung laban, pajama ni Liach.
Pajamas mo yan?
Oo. Styling niya yan.
Ang ganda ng pajamas mo.
Siya ang wardrobe.
Ang taas. Mas natawa ako sa reaction mo, Besh.
Piling ko yan.
Tapos na rin naman lahat eh. Tapusin mo na. Mark! Mark, makinig ka. Sinayang ko maraming taon ng buhay ko. Naiintindihan mo ba? Sinayang ko lahat. Lahat! Sinayang ko ang buhay ko.
Yan na natin mag-warning.
Kaya ako ngayon dito.
Yung artist pala, umpis namin mga songs.
Dito mismo.
Ewan ng Pia.
Tabi mo.
There's ewan ng Christmas to them.
Sinayang ko ang buhay ko, Mark! Sinayang ko ang buhay!
First time ko lang ito.
Sa tabi ko.
Oh my God.
Ako ang hari dito! I repeat! Ako ang hari dito! Ako si King Kaloy! Kung hindi ako si King Kaloy, magsalita kayo ngayon.
Gusto kayo. Thanks kay Kali.
Boring bago yung halo.
Bored.
Nag-ano sa'yo
As
ng
King
one
Kaloy! I hereby declare this day and every day on this day as King Kaloy Day!
Nawala na lahat sa kanya. Mga ari-arian, pamilya, kaibigan, lahat. Kaya, nung wala na lang siya,
Inaano ni Markki yung accent niya doon,
Tumakbo.
di ba? Todo-todo.
masakit. Napakatotoo lang naman siya sa sarili niya. Sa bandang huli na nga lang niya tinanggap ang sarili niya.
Paano siya
Ang totoong siya.
May accent training.
May accent training.
Alam mo,
May isa kanyang paulit-ulit yung ginagawa.
Gets ko kagad.
Galing.
Ilonggo Bisaya.
Di ba? Ang galing ng process. Talaga ano.
Ikaw.
Ako?
Ikaw. Kaya kayo ng pulirin at kaya tanong ka lang ng caretaker niya.
Ay, ganun nag-smoke?
May sabo pala
Dahil
dito.
takot siya.
Nandun na steady lang.
May sabo. Naka-on siya.
May fan.
Ang ganda nung
Walang fan?
wala.
Ay, talaga?
Hindi ba obvious?
It's the wind that night.
Oh.
Na-on.
Ang end of the world na.
Old road yung pabo.
Oo, hindi gumagalaw.
Ikaw din
At
pipigil mo.
sinabi ko na, sa editing na namin namin ikaw, nakalimutan na namin na sa
Kasi malungkot ka.
Eh, ikaw. Malungkot ka ba?
Wow, ganun ang smoke effect. Perfect timing.
Ganun pala pag malungkot.
Kaya ganun talaga ang buhay. May nagugot ka lang talaga.
Ba't na kasi mangot si Rich?
Lap-lap na Rich, ano nangyari?
Ang sakit?
Baho ng mga
Ang
baboy.
eksena. Parang nag-enjoy naman sila sa eksena.
Baho naman ang baboy. No?
Maganda yung eksena.
Ito ng baho.
Ang ganda. Gusto ko siya.
I like the baboy also.
Mark! Mark! Mark!
Parang papakita sila.
Yeah, I love his running scene.
Oh my God! Hoy, Marlon!
Body shot, bakit?
Is that how he sleeps?
Sa totoong buhay.
Tsaka mukhang
Si Mark, yung character niya, ganyan daw matulog si Mark. Ano ka ba?
Markki naman.
Uncomfortable me yan.
Bakit hindi ka wala yung matulog?
Hindi, my legs are closed.
May pabo pa din dyan?
Seizure.
Kasi di ba, masakit niya diabetes.
Ito ang gusto niya. Hindi, magsasama tayo hanggang sa ulit, sabi ko. Mark!
Dilatang ko lang ako.
Mark!
May rich madrigal.
Ibig naman, nadadala na ako. Tapos,
Sorry.
Sabi ko sa'yo, magsasama tayo hanggang sa ulit.
Ay, kala ko naman sasaksakin niya sila.
Sa jeep ng bay na siya gusto mamatay, ha?
tulungan kita.
Again, Markki naman.
Papatay.
Favorite shot ko to, di ba may hindi ko, may all throughout, may mga ito. It's parang may biblical metaphors. Yung after mamatay ni Jesus Christ, nililinisan siya. Kinuha yung body niya bago yun. Tapos meron akong shot mamaya, may biblical metaphor. So ka-top shot siya. Tapos siya parang patay siya.
Tapos
Mahilig ako sa mga gano'n, ayan o.
Okay, I see. Okay, wow. Yeah. Galing metaphor.
Puro white.
Galing metaphor.
May mga meanings sa cover shot, you know.
Dapat tatlong bibe.
True. Just so sexy na naman.
Meron.
Magsisex sila.
Rich labas.
Nakakaloka. Tatlo ulit. Andyan si Renier.
Itlang naman.
Diba? Okay.
Eh, malibog si Mark eh. Ayaw lalabasan, ayaw niya palabasan.
Oh!
Wait.
Focus ka agad, Abby.
Yan ang close-up ni Markki to.
The musical score.
Binuwan.
Oops. Nice, okay. 4K kasi.
Si Markki.
Ganyan talaga pag 4K quality.
Sasaktan sa linis. May naalala.
Ay, so nakahinga si Renier.
Tulog pa siya. May gising pa. Kaya nalagising na.
Okay.
Kiramdam siya.
Gumali siya.
Excited siya. Oo. Oops. Ay, kapatid. Oops. Ano
Out
siya?
shots required.
Oiled up.
Kanya may horror.
Okay.
Wala pa, inahan siyang
Okay.
pinabata na yan, Michael.
Like the seated. Okay. Okay, aggressive love.
Blow by blow.
May sinasabi si Paul. Ang laki na rin si Mike.
Sakit sa Stroem.
Ba't siya nakangiti?
Hindi, narinig niya.
Naramdam.
Ayan, oh.
Naramdam niya.
Oo.
Ibisado nila siya.
Yes, I like the music, the scoring. Yeah. Oops. Okay.
Ay, hindi ko alam yan.
Oh.
Doon ka.
Wait, doon ka ba din? Huwag kang pumasok dito.
Nagulat ako.
Oh,
Bumabalik.
Oh, nasa loob.
Wala.
Sa loob na. Hand job.
Nagpaalam ba sir? Grabe.
That's an interesting scene.
Ikaw lang talaga.
That's an interesting
Ano mas
scene.
makakal?
Ito yung pinaka-favorite.
I love the families.
Ay, isa ko. Hindi ka mas makakal.
Ay, hindi.
Mas mahaba.
Mas mahaba yung 1 of the minutes.
Nagkat-cut lang na sila isa. Sa black ako.
Okay, there.
Sino na yan?
Familiar yung couch eh.
Rene! 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 Saan ka pumunta? Bumalik ka dito!
Oo!
Umuulan?
Ka!
Isda!
Ang ganda ng bugit ng camera.
Oh! Laki ng isda! Ay! It knocked him out! That's the ending? Yun lang? I want more!
Nakakabitin.
Nakakapit din, no? Yes!
Nasaktan nga siya.
Wow.
Sa'yo, Nico.
Nasaktan siya kay ano.
Medyo-
So, namatay na si Renner? Namatay siya?
Secret, abang sa next episode.
Lagi may beaten factor.
Laging yung episode 1 to 4, yung 5 cliffhanger. Tapos 6 hanggang matapos. It tells the entire story. So, it solves everything.
Nabiting ka.
Napitan ako.
Grabe.
I wonder what happened to Renner. That was a big isda.
Oo, malaki talaga.
Was that CGI or was that a real isda?
Halo. Totoong isda tsaka si Jay.
Ano style siya?
Pero tipong isda?
Tilapia and
Swordfish.
and swordfish at tanike. Yung real is tilapia, yung CGI naman lang. Yung kay Groot din naman eh, sa episode 5.
Tapos na yan.
Hindi, Teke.
Teke. Oh, yung binsan mo, gusto mo.
Busog na kasi sa
Kakadalawang
gusto
pala.
na manood ng bows.
Winner! Episode 3!
Well done! It's talaga sa episode 2.
Howard!
It's a completely different taste.
Halika na, episode 3 ka.
Sorry, Gab.
Sabi ni Mama, kapag nakita mo na daw yung taong mamahalin mo hanggang sa dulo ng buhay mo, magbabago daw ang pag-ikot ng mundo mo. Mag-iiba ang bawat patak ng ulan. Magbabago ang tunog ng hangin. Magliliwanag ang buhay na matagal nang nabalot sa kadiliman. Pero, paano ba malalaman na yung taong mahal mo siya nang mamahalin mo hanggang sa dulo ng mundo?
Alam mo, gets ko kagad.
Ano na-gets mo?
Ikaw.
Ako?
Ikaw. Kaya kaya ng puno rin at kahit anak ka lang ng caretaker niya. Dahil malungkot siya.
Noong una, gusto lamang kitang bantayan just to make sure na maging okay ka. Tapos naging magkakilala tayo. Naging magkaibigan tayo. Tapos nagmahalan na tayo.
Loneliness is the closest thing we living shall ever come to death. And I prayed for it. I want you to know that. I prayed to love you. I prayed I would change. Now, I just pray you're in the arms of someone whose prayer came true.
Hindi naman daw talaga patas ang mundo. Pero pagdating daw sa pag-ibig, nagiging patas ang lahat. Pwedeng magmahalan ng dalawang taong parehong sinaktan ng nakaraan.
So ano tayo, Ben? Ginamit mo lang ako? Ha? Naging kayo ni George tapos kayo mo nasasabihin sa akin dahil end of the world na?
Pwedeng maging buo ang isang taong niyurak ng kamunduhan. Mahal kita. Pwedeng magtagpo ang mahirap at mayaman sa panahon ng kalungkutan.
I imagine this. Holding your face. Looking at you. And then, the meteor hits.
Pwedeng maghilom ang mga kaluluwang winasak ng karanasan.
It's the end of the world. Tapos pipiliin mo pa bang nasa liyap ka? Right here with me.
Hindi ako sigurado kung tama si Mama.
Listen to me! George, please! Wala namang perfecto, di ba, anak mo? Walang perfecto, anak. Kahit wasak ka na. At dito si Mama. Si Sam nandito, anak. Mahal ka. Mahal kita, anak. Mahal na mahal. Kahit ano ka ba. Parang awa mo na, please, anak. Please.
Tanging alam ko lang ngayon, inatagpuan ko ng taong para sa akin. Ang taong mamahalin ko hanggang kamatayan. Sam, mahal kita. Mahal na mahal na mahal na mahal. Utangin ng asteroid yun.
Welcome back to our Bliss After Dark Love at the End of the World specials, and this is episode 2. Gabi.
Episode 2.
Nakakaloka.
Very different from
I
episode
know.
1, diba? I mean, a completely different vibe.
Totally.
Completely different
Blew
story.
me away, everyone.
Oh.
I think so. I'm guessing.
I'm very curious
Yeah.
to see what our viewers thought, and I'm sure we're gonna see it going forward. But Direk, I want to ask you a question. Actually, not really related to Love at the End of the World, more sa buhay mo. If there are some good points that the pandemic has brought into your life, whether personal, professional, what are those?
Well, actually, the best thing that the pandemic has brought into my life is actually Love at the End of the World.
Okay, it is really
Yeah, I mean, kasi diba, I started reviewing my script sa laptop, tapos nakita ko meron akong script 3 years ago na film. So I started writing it, and then
3 years ago?
Yeah, 3 years ago. Then nung
Wow.
pandemic, I started rewriting it. Tapos I called Yves and Yambao. Sila yung dalawang tinawagan ko.
The first
na
two
guys,
people
I
that
have
heard
this
about the
project. What do you think of this? Gawin kayo natin itong short film. Oh, let's do a pilot episode.
Yeah.
Tapos na-shelve kasi nag-lockdown. Again, on the second GCQ, I called them again. Tapos this time with Gab and Rex.
Yes.
And then the last was you.
That
Sabi mo sa labo ko,
was, anong month
I
yan?
don't remember. Basta GCQ tapos.
Yes, we were going through the
When
series
finally
of
we all decided na let's just do a pilot episode. One episode, while in the process of reading the script, nagustuhan natin everything. Hanggang sa naging, sige, let's do first 3 episodes. And my God, we finished an entire season. And we just released episode 2.
It's crazy. It's
Oh
crazy to
my
think where we
God,
started
crazy.
and now where we are.
Gabi,
Present.
nakakaloka. I mean, same question, how about you? Kung meron maganda nagawa sa yung pandemic.
Well, I mean, I could say the same that you just said. Love it in the world. It's been such a blessing for me as well. But I think the pandemic has made me realize a lot of things personally.
Yeah.
On what's important in life. It's spending time with family, friends, and not worrying about all those other stresses in life.
Yeah.
Because I think focus talaga ako sa career, and everybody knows that. But I kind of forgot about all the other important things. So I think the pandemic has made me realize what's important in life. And I think the series will actually make people realize again what's important in life, and that is love and spending time with family.
Yeah.
But enough chatter.
Sh-
We have some amazing guests with us tonight. And Direk, do you want to introduce them?
Of course, my pleasure. I want to start, of course, with the founder of IHF Media, and he's one of my good friends in the industry, and he's an award-winning filmmaker, Direk HF Yambao.
Hello.
Direk.
Hello, guys.
Thank you for being with us today.
Diba?
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Siyempre, like si HFC Howard, I've known him for like when I was 5 years old.
Oo, but...
Yeah.
So, 6 years old.
Yeah.
My next guest, na mga 3 years old pala, magkalaro na yung mga parents namin. So, sa South talaga. He's a celebrity makeup artist, a businessman, and one of the executive producers of Temporary Santi Pictures, Yves Marcelo.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Beshi.
And syempre, the star of this episode, this show, syempre kung merong Kaloy that's played by Khalid Ruiz, meron syempre Mark of Love at the End of the World and played by the unconventional and one of my favorite personalities in the Philippines, in the Philippine industry, si Markki Stroem.
Oh my God.
Stroem,
the one and only.
Mark, handang! Diba? Markki, I think you have to say something to your viewers kasi they just saw episode 2.
Tama.
I hope you enjoyed episode 2. It was like a very, very lonely but wonderfully created episode by this beautiful director.
Thank you.
It was so wonderfully. It was a story. There were so many moments where I felt like I was reading the Bible.
Yeah.
It was very metaphorical. Extremely metaphorical.
Yeah. Gabi mga biblical, I was explaining to Markki sa shoot, diba, yung mga biblical, like, remember yung pieta ko, yung parang when Jesus from the crucifix, diba, nilinisan siya. Meron ako mga metaphor, biblical metaphors.
Yung scene when they're making punas with Renier, right? He's on laying on the sahig.
Yeah,
and
that's a biblical metaphor talaga.
Yes.
I wanted to do that.
It was so biblical and it was so well shot.
Thank you.
Kudos to Gab.
Oh, tama ka. Sige ba?
Fantastic cinematography.
HF and Yves, what were your initial feelings after watching episode 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yves,
okay. I have been telling this to Shandii, and I think I just don't want to be Renner.
I think a lot of people fear that you grow old lonely.
Yes.
Not just the LGBTQIA plus members, but everyone.
But let me continue by saying not to become Renner in the future, not in a bad context, but because I don't want to be in the middle of a particular relationship and then I knew it wouldn't last.
Yes, true.
Right?
It's all saya, all a waste.
True.
Yeah.
I think it's a fear that everybody has. It's extremely relatable.
I want to be celebrated.
Oh, ganda!
You want to be with someone who loves you for you and everything about you.
Yeah.
Do you have somebody that celebrates you or wala pa? Darating pa siya?
I hope.
Nandiyan na siya sa pinto.
Come on in, knight in shining armor. Halika dito.
Yeah.
And you know what? If there is no one, there's still love in oneself.
Yeah.
Because once you have that love for yourself, you don't need someone else to love you.
No, the codependency.
Because how the hell are you gonna love somebody else
if you can't love yourself? Amen. Can I hear that?
There you go.
Okay, HF, go.
Anong pakiramdam mo?
After watching episode 2.
Okay, I mentioned this to Shandii after watching it. Sabi ko, this reminds me of the beautifully tragic love stories of the 80s, early 90s, yung sobrang haba ng title, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos hintayin mo munang that the lead actress will mention the title. Yun yung sobrang naalala ko. Like even the music, even the yung scoring.
Yes.
Tsaka yun nga, yung very poetic yung mga execution ng scenes. Ayun, so, yeah.
Gabi.
From an award-winning filmmaker yan. So, I mean,
Well, actually, tama ka kasi, di ba, kung last week, our pilot episode, we spoke about authors, this episode we're gonna talk about death.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be our
Death.
keyword for
Death.
tonight.
Dark.
Death. Sorry guys, but we're gonna talk about death tonight. And I wanna start by asking Markki, what's your biggest fear in life and about the future?
It's already happened.
Okay.
It happened after Love at the End of the World, and it happened before this new series I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Where I had to confront the one that made me scared of losing her. My grandmother passed away while I was in Dubai Fashion Week. 1 week or 2 weeks before I had to shoot a series about a drag queen and her Lola.
That's tough.
How am I supposed to focus on my character when I'm grieving?
Yeah.
I saw her in Baguio.
In Baguio, when you were shooting for your
My Delivery Girl.
Yeah, my
Delivery Girl
different series, but I saw her and she helped me. There was one particular sequence. Sorry, I'm straying, but this is my biggest fear.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
part of it.
There was one particular sequence where I had to be by myself, and I was feeling a little sad supposedly, but I wasn't getting emotional because the guy I was with wasn't answering his phone, and then I heard a whisper in my ear, "Call me," and it was my Lola. I think. I mean, I'd be a little crazy, but like
it was. I'm sure it was.
And I called her number. And lo behold, tumulo ang luha ko. 1, 2, 3, in drag makeup, 4 layers of freaking powder.
Cake.
And I was like, hey, thank you to the one who was my biggest fear of losing.
Yeah.
My biggest nightmare happened. And you know what? Now I feel like I can conquer the world.
It gave you a bit of closure.
And now I feel like because my fears have lessened,
yes,
I can do so much more. I become a Superman or Superwoman if I'm in drag. I become a different and a stronger version of myself once I got past that biggest fear, which was the loss of a loved one.
Well, thank you for sharing that. But
I'm a Lola.
Iyak na ako.
I go when my mom left for Japan. My Lola. It was my Lola who alam mo, took care of me hanggang college, and then when she passed away, it was really hard. Also, I was directing a big show when I got a call 10 minutes before my show will start that my Lola passed away. Because nobody knew. I just directed after 1-2 hours. Tapos sinabi ko sa, like, thank you guys. And I said, my Lola just died, I cannot do the after party, I need to leave.
Oh my gosh,
the breakdown.
Sa sasakyan ako.
Literally, similar situation except I was in front of Michael Cinco.
Yeah, actually.
I was in front of Michael Cinco and he was saying, okay, you just had your fitting, you're about to walk for my show, how exciting. And I said, guys, I know this is an amazing dinner, but I just got a text from my mother and my grandmother just died. And Michael Cinco said, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna cry in the runway? I mean, like, please don't cry in my show.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I cry in your show, it's gonna be cinematic.
Yeah.
Love it.
One tear, walk back. And then they just laughed. And it was just like,
yes,
you know that you conquered that fear.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we've already got some great stories
Yeah.
about death. I think it's right on concept. So sticking to the word fear, though, HF, I want to ask you this question. What's your biggest fear in our industry, show business? I know you're a very talented filmmaker. What is your biggest fear?
In the industry?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my biggest fear in the industry, well, personally, before the pandemic, my fear was not leaving my mark. Because, I'm also fairly new, and then, there's a lot of competition, a lot of great talent. But after the pandemic, my fear became different. It's more of, like, how can we as a whole, in the industry, be able to survive this? Because, we all know that prior to pandemic, we were already in like a rocky situation, diba? So, good thing though, parang the pandemic paved the way for the Philippine industry, movie, film, TV, to embrace digital.
You're right.
Because
It shook it
prior
up.
to that, we were just a few people who were trying to
Tama.
push towards the digital medium. But because of that, the big producers were parang napilitan sila,
Yes.
you know, to look towards that way.
Yeah.
Oo nga.
And I think that will be the one that will make us all survive.
Yes, and actually, we cannot deny the truth, the fact that the pandemic has caused the rise of BL.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't deny
tama.
it. It's facts are facts, Philippines. Hello.
You're right.
So, you know, one trivia, while I was polishing the script of Love and the World, I'm always talking to Yves. Kasi si Yves is a sucker for BL. Fine. He
Big
loves
fan,
them. Actually, siya sabi sa akin na,
IBLs, right?
sinasabi sa akin,
IBL.
panoorin mo to, te.
IBLs.
Panoorin mo
Big
to.
fan,
Ito, te,
yes.
alam mo, may eksena rito. Alam mo ba, ito may eksena. Siya yung nagsasabi. Tapos check ko yung mga sinasabi niya. So, alam ko yung, alam mo yun, nagkaroon ako ng knowledge with BL sa time
Yes.
because of events.
And he
Kasi
helped a lot
ako
during the
talaga, I
creative process.
religiously watched, sabi natin 90% of the BL sa Pilipinas. And I, you know, may mga favorites ako. So Yves, my my question is, do you believe that the BL productions, the BL world is actually the byproduct of the pandemic?
Ang ganda ng pivoting ng question.
Oo,
namin.
diba?
Well, technically speaking, di ba, it's already existed.
Yes.
It just so happened that many of us weren't able to express freely, you know, going to the cinemas, and that is why I think yung rise ng, kasi ako naman I started lang din being a fan of Thai BLs during the pandemic.
Yes.
During the
So
pandemic,
it dawned on me na it's not only a showcase of love story. More than anything, what I loved about Thai BLs is it's a showcase of their culture. And you know, when you marry culture and love together, it is a great story in a nutshell. So
Creates something beautiful.
it
So
creates
Yeah.
a beautiful
Agreed.
plot.
You're right.
It creates a beautiful story that, you know, in one way or another, whether it's Thai, whether it's Filipino, whether it's Japanese or whatsoever. And since during the pandemic, we don't have any outlet
Oo,
so we try
created a new outlet.
and we try to mirror ourselves with the characters
Yeah.
in the BL.
Oo.
Diba? And
Yeah.
that's why I was able to mention earlier na I don't want to be Renner. Probably if Renner could have been, if I had been given the chance to, Renner should have been this kind of character. Probably I might be Renner.
Yeah.
I might be looking at him at a different aspect,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
it stirs the pot wherein, am I really, is this what I'm really watching, or I'm watching myself in the character's possession?
Yeah.
And that's a good point. I think Direk Shandii helped achieve that. I mean, I think for anything people watch on TV, you have to relate to it somehow. If you can't relate to it, you're not going to feel anything. So I think our viewers and even the people on our panel today are relating to the characters. Siguro, you related to Renner, I related to somebody else, and I think other viewers related to some other character in the series.
Yeah.
Pero lahat ng characters relatable talaga.
Yeah, but who wouldn't want to be relatable to Kaloy, to get the ever dashing Mark?
And also,
That
let me
would be a
add,
benefit.
the pink market is lucrative AF.
Yeah. Yes.
So just to let y'all know, like, that's when the people in the Philippines found out OMFG.
Yeah.
These people need representation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly where it is in this awesome series.
I'll add something to the question.
Yes.
I mean, to yung answer niya. Kasi, yun na nga. I mean, Shandii and I were filmmakers even before the BL trend started. We actually have gay films.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like the same pot. So, you know, it's not because of the pandemic or the Thai BLs or what that arrived that actually, you know, made. That's why we made more Pinoy BLs. It's really there. Like
It was
even
there
our
already, the
film, no,
stories.
our recent film, no, in jail,
Yeah,
It's
best part
also
is
in
is a BL.
Gaga.
Best party ever.
It's also in Gaga Ulala. It was tagged as BL, and I'm like, it's not even a BL, but you know that's how they call it nowadays.
LGBT.
You're still in that
But maybe
category.
my point is, if this is something that would make other people look into these stories, kasi before, parang, pambading lang yan, whatever, or just indie films, or parang ganun, we're being like put in a box.
Yeah.
But now you see like teenagers na girls are also watching it, or
Mhm,
even yung mga
mhm.
mothers na nanonood ng soap opera are also watching it because
That's right.
regardless of like having two guys falling in love, you can actually like exchange one of the characters as a girl, diba? And then it's still the same story, it's still the same love.
So
Yun yung
relatable.
maganda sa kanya.
Yeah,
Down
no.
with the toxic patriarch.
Correct.
Ah.
I mean, when someone asks you, why do you even watch that? The real question is, why are you really even asking that question?
Yeah.
It's a love story
Right.
between two people.
Exactly.
Because love is love.
And it's great because you see on Netflix now, for example, they have like these Christmas movies that are just Christmas movies, but have stories about two women falling in love with each other
yes.
last year, and then this year there's two men.
Yeah,
So it's just
exactly.
like it's just a relationship
Exactly.
between
It's
two
interchangeable.
Two people, yeah.
Like,
Yes.
And love is
Universal.
universal.
Yeah.
That's right. And on that topic, guys, we actually just jumped right into my next question, and I'll ask Markki. I know this isn't your first BL series. You did actually a BL series last
Yeah.
year for Gaga Ulala,
Yeah.
Yes.
if I'm correct with Direk Adolf. This is my question for you. How do you describe a distinct Pinoy BL story? Is there some kind of formula to be considered a marketable Pinoy BL series compared to other series outside of this country?
Let's get it this way.
Okay, the thing is, you have to relate. It has to be relatable. People have to really be there to understand what these individuals are going through. When I did the previous BL, or it was just deemed LGBT at the time, it focused on different couples and different stories, and each of these stories had a degree of success because each of them focused on different facets of the LGBT community. There are ones who were so in it, they understood their character. Anjali Bayani. They understood them. They knew where they were coming from. They felt every emotion because they knew who they were.
Yes.
Those did well. The ones who did not enjoy it, the ones who maybe weren't as invested in the character, who thought that yes, this is just an extra, God knows how much amount they made for their pockets,
For the
then
money.
you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Because you are not there for the right reason.
Yep.
And if you are not there for the right reason, the people watching will see that.
Yes.
And you just have to feel it, you have to understand it, you have to know the people you are playing the role for, and understand that you are a representation for these individuals.
Right. Understand your audience.
And for example, my episode with Mike Liwag, I would love to work with him again. He is a fantastic actor. And we just went for it. He was a pokpok. And I was a heartbroken man during the pandemic. How many gay men and women, or just anyone in general, felt like they needed to hire a prostitute to get over their ex during the pandemic because they had no one else to talk to.
Exactly.
So many damn people.
Yep.
And because of that, it is relatable to the market that it is going for.
Correct.
And not just that, and not just the Philippine market. It transcended and it became the most watched episode on Gaga Ulala
Yes.
by people from around the world.
Yeah.
Because they also related to the concept of a prostitute. Julia Roberts, diba? She
Pretty
started
Woman.
that whole trend.
Yep.
And
Pretty woman.
how about now a story about a gay prostitute
Yeah.
and how that transcended and how that could potentially transcend
True.
in any of these stories of the LGBT community.
Well said. And Mike Liwag, we will be seeing him in later episode or later.
Love the
episode.
guy.
Well, we saw him
I actually
last
saw him
week.
in episode 1.
Tapos we will be seeing him
we will be
more
seeing
of
him
it
in
in
more
the-
episodes.
Yeah, so
they already got a
as we
taste
move
of.
on to the next episode.
That's
Okay, tama yung sinabi with the formula, tama yung sinabi ni Markki. So,
Yes.
HF, I wanna ask, because there's a recent study that the BL phenomena
Yeah.
is declining. na, and we haven't reached its peak pa sa Philippines.
Yes.
Pero it's declining na. So, do you believe that? And I want to know, why up to now, BL is still considered a problematic genre?
Okay. I think part of the answer he already mentioned, no, and also it being directed to me. First of all, let's drop the BL tag because that's what gives it like a timeline. You know?
Yeah. It creates
Because
a fact.
basically, it's not just BL is just one aspect of like the whole LGBT
You're right.
spectrum, and then being truthful. You don't even have to be like. Doesn't have to be like a personal experience of everyone in production, like the actors or the director or what. But just truthfully telling that story, the audience will relate to it. You don't have like, I guess the difference with a well-made BL in terms of production, magandang tignan, with all the lights and all the frills, diba? But this one, I actually told Shandii, if you know Shandii personally, you know that the story is being told by this person. It's his perspective, her perspective. So, yun yung mas nakakaramdam eh. That's how people will really feel for it kasi may authenticity dun sa sasabi ng story.
And there's something about a writer who is also a director.
Yes.
They know how to transcend what they wrote onto the screen.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, and if I may add to, how can people say that it's already dying? Katulad nga nasabi mo, that the story itself is being told by director, right?
Yes.
And I always believe in an art form, in any kind of form, doesn't have to make sense to any of its audience.
Yeah.
It just has to make sense to its artist.
True.
Because in whichever way we want to explain it,
and the audience will interpret it the way they felt after
right,
watching
it's a perspective.
So true.
It's a perspective, right?
It can be a negative feeling, it can be a positive feeling, but once you have that, you elicit that feeling.
But it's like saying na we can the everyone in the room can look at this artwork.
Yeah, exactly.
We can all look at it, but we cannot have the same interpretation.
You're right. Some people think it's pangit, some people think it's
or,
great art.
or sometimes it will be more abstract to them or something.
It becomes dying. It if you put it in a box, kasi that's the tendency with art.
Because
diba?
BL
The
became
formula.
a fad in the
Exactly,
Philippines.
yeah.
Diba para siyang a new trend sa shoes, sa stilettos, a new trend sa designer bag. Nilagay kasi natin sa kinakon natin
Yan
yung
ang
BL.
ginagawa lagi.
Don't put it in a box. Put it in a human being.
Yes, I agree.
And it's a story that should
Yes.
always be told time and time and time again.
You're right, because there's so many stories to tell, I think, in that
Yeah,
category.
agree.
Now, I asked Shans this question, Kanina. I want to ask Yves and Markki the same question. Please share some advantages that the pandemic has brought into your personal and professional life, and
while doing the series.
Yeah, while doing this series. What are those, and also learnings as well?
Okay. One of the best things that had happened in my life during the pandemic was really having that reconnection with friends that I'm not talking to anymore. Since we're confined in our homes, the closeness within the family got strengthened, and I'm still living with the conservative Filipino values. I'm still living in that kind of household.
Okay.
And family is everything to me. So it has brought me and my family tighter and closer. So that's one. And in the professional aspect, this project is like a 360 degree turn.
Yeah.
From a makeup artist to being in the corporate world, and now I'm producing.
Yeah.
So, and as what they say in business, you really just always have to have the guts.
Yes.
Right?
Just go for it.
Let's
You're
go
right.
for it.
And to our viewers, Yves has really had the guts and has contributed immensely to the creative process of our project.
Fantastic.
And for that, I thank you for being a part
You're
of this
welcome.
project. I just want to give you a round of applause for that. Without Yves, our project wouldn't have been successful in so many aspects. So I just want to thank you for that.
Love.
Ako talaga yung nag-supply ng isda.
I knew it. She found
So, 50 kilos. Dealer.
Dealer. Ikaw, Markki.
Okay. This is actually a blessing in disguise for me. The pandemic was really very good to be honest. I first lost all the weight. That took a while. Then I did a show about losing the weight, and then I did a food show. And then after that, like, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go into radio and stay in radio for good.
Yeah.
And then I get a message from you guys saying, hey, do you want to get back into acting? And I'm like, yeah. Down. This is after Unlocked last year as well, which was done right after the pandemic ended. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Sorry for my French. I want to get back into this, but I'm just so scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. And so I took it and ran. And it was such a fantastic experience. I really, really enjoyed every second of just working with all of you guys and all the passion that you all supplied to create this fantastic show. And from that, another show found me, which is, I was like, am I gonna be a drag queen?
Yeah.
So, and then I became a drag queen for another series, My Delivery Girl, which is coming out exactly the same time, the 30th and the January 1st. So it's two different characters that I'm portraying in the span of 2 months that I don't normally do. And then from that, because they saw me rehearsing in heels, some Hollywood designer asked me if I could walk for Arab Fashion Week. And I was like, sure, like, down. And I flew to Dubai and walked in 6-inch heels and underwear in a place that I thought I'd go to prison for, but I didn't give a flying F.
Yeah.
I did it anyway, and I pushed for it, and in the end of the day, I booked another show in another international fashion destination next year, so watch out for that.
There
and
you
I'm
go.
excited.
Wow.
I'm excited
Bold
to portray
buddies.
androgyny in the international scene. Because this is a place where we need to understand, Harry Styles was there, that androgyny, like if women can wear pants, shorts, men can wear dresses and heels.
Amen to that.
And it's absolutely fine. You can be a straight man, you can be a gay man, you can be non-binary, you can be whatever you want to be, and still wear femme attire, and no one has anything to say about it.
Yes,
The truth.
Amen.
Yeah, and you know what? I just really want to say this because I want to thank Markki too, because I remember sending him an email when I watched his TED Talk about mental health. And more than the projects that he has gained within the pandemic, he has paid it forward. Like, he has helped me, kept my sanity really, really good. And that's all because of the TED Talk that...
I did TED Talk too. Sorry, I forgot to talk about
So...
Which was about mental health. Our series is about mental health.
So, you know, I mean, more than his professional growth, by that TED Talk, he's paying it forward to all of those people who are suffering with such, you know, mental health issues.
Especially now.
Yeah, especially now, right? So, kudos to this
Kudos
guy.
to that.
Thank you very much.
Actually, I just wanna put everyone's answers together. No? Siguro within the pandemic kasi, we were always talking about like reconnecting with people that you don't talk to, families, loved ones. In my case, I think it's also that, but I think it's more than just reconnecting. It's really, before pandemic, everyone's minds are set into what's next, what's bigger, what can I do that can have more money, more fame, whatever, lalo na sa industriya natin. And then everything is put in like total stop. Everyone, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Uncertainty.
I don't think it's just reconnecting. It's really the process of revisiting yourself. What do you really want in life? Kasi parang pare-pareho tayo, tapos parang, was I really happy with the things that I was...
Have you?
Yeah, I think it happened to me.
Have you?
My follow-up question.
Yes,
Okay.
kasi parang...
Reflection.
When you
We all
start
reflected,
looking
I mean.
within yourself instead of what you can gain, but what you already have.
Exactly.
And then you start appreciating
Nourish
that.
it.
And then that's when you reconnect. Oh, parang nakalimutan ko na to, but these are the people who are actually there for me, like during the good times, the bad times. And then sometimes minsan yun yung hindi natin pinapansin, diba?
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're there.
Overwhelming kasi yung good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. It's not just revisiting and reconnecting. It's really appreciating what you have right now, and then the paying it forward part is really just returning the favor or whatever they gave to you,
The truth.
or what they made you feel. You want other people to feel that too. Diba?
And well, aside from other
love
people,
that
it's
message.
also self-acceptance.
Exactly, and also
like
you.
really understanding yourself and knowing that
Exactly.
even if I have depression, even if I have other mental illnesses, ADHD, depression, anxiety, you still love
embrace it.
yourself and
Yeah.
understand that and know that you have those things and know that you can move forward with them and it's still fine.
Because I think that's what we forgot prior to the pandemic, diba?
Yeah.
It was always what we can add to ourselves.
What we can get.
What
What
we
we
can
can
get.
get.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I have a last question for Howard with regards to BL. As a filmmaker, as a director, writer, producer, how do you want the BL phenomena to evolve in the coming years?
I want it to evolve in such a way that, it transcends BL or LGBT or whatever you want to call it. Take it out of the label. As Markki said, it's a story of love. It's about love. It's a story of
Yes.
family. It's about family, diba? Because it should transcend just the title. Just
You're right.
the word BL or boy love.
Hopefully, it can be considered as a category, not a trend, and you
Not
consider...
even a category. It's like it doesn't have to belong to a category. That's the point.
It's
Because
just a love story.
it can
Yeah.
be anything else.
I
It's
see
a
what
love
you're
story
saying.
in
Yeah.
A love story, a sitcom, a rom-com,
Exactly.
a horror,
A
a freaking
horror.
apocalyptic series,
Mhm.
but it's just that.
It's a
Exactly.
story inside a category.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes,
The truth.
exactly.
Well, I'm just grateful for all the insights. It's
Exactly.
more than I could have asked. We talked about so
Yeah.
many things tonight. And I just want to say maraming salamat for
Thank
joining
you,
us here
guys.
tonight,
Thank
guys.
you so
Thank you for having us.
I'm absolutely over the moon with what we talked about tonight.
Yeah.
Now, I want to give you guys the opportunity to promote any shows, upcoming events,
Your
anything.
socials,
Your
lahat,
socials,
everything.
lahat. Starting with Asia.
Well, of course, I want to support. Let us all support the new series with that my friends did over here. Not a part of it, that I'm a big supporter, and I'm very proud of course, my friend Shandii for being the very truthful storyteller and for giving the big FU to all those who are trying to put this thing in a box. And then she just comes out and does this thing like really out of the box. So,
And bold.
So let's all watch it, and in the future when we probably do more of these things, just continue on supporting.
Thank you. Yves?
Yeah, please do support Love at the End of the World.
Every Thursday on Gaga.
Yeah, every Thursday on Gaga.
Thursday.
As a part of it, behind camera, I know and I've seen how much love, effort, and hard work we've put into this project.
Yummy.
And with all the experiences, probably I think more than on the business perspective, it's really more of a fruit of passion, which we all want you to see.
And love, fruit of love.
And fruit
Yes.
of love. Yes.
Next season na tayo na yung front of the camera.
Kayong dalawa, may love
Kayong
scene.
dalawa may love scene. Laplapin lahat.
Yung episode natin today, diba? Okay.
Laplapin, sex scenes.
If you give love, love comes back.
Yes.
And you've given so much love
Mm.
to this. And thank you so much to you awesome producers
Thank you,
for creating something
Yes,
so
Thank you,
wonderful.
Mark. And of
And-
course, Markki, please.
Yeah, please watch out for Love at the End of the World. Watch how our story unfolds with Mark, Renner, Kaloy, and of course the rest of the awesome cast. It's gonna be an epic 9 episodes.
It is.
Yes.
I tell you, like maybe the first you're gonna set the tone, but when you reach episode 5, shiz is gonna get real.
Yeah.
And with that, just continue watching it every Thursday on Gaga Ulala. And thank you, Jalen, of course, for having us.
Oh yeah.
And
Jalen, thank you.
okay, and just a little side thing.
Go to my
Every
delivery.
Saturday, you can move on to Signal Play
Yeah.
and watch My Delivery Girl, where I'm playing my first title role as a drag queen who delivers packages. It's a comedy series.
Yeah.
So here it's like a little sad,
Yeah.
but it's it's very deep and you
Yes.
understand everything that comes with it. Then you can go there and just
Yeah,
laugh.
have a few laughs.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited.
And it's literally just about the LGBT community, different facets. I have 3 drag kids here, a drag trans man son,
Yeah.
then Tipay Kipay, who plays like the queer side,
Love
and then a
Tipay.
straight man.
Yeah.
So 3, it's like very pose. I have 3 drag children, and we moved from Manila to Baguio, and we become delivery girls.
The house of
The House of Duran. Duraan. No, but like, yeah, we base, it's also a story about love. Essentially, it's also a BL, quote unquote, because my character has 2 men, haba ng hair, no? Rocky Salumbides, tsaka Victor Basa.
Wow.
And it's just that story, a story of love, and a story of family, and a story of passion between an individual and work, and an individual and love.
Yes.
And that's how it works.
Correct.
Diba? And also, I am a Pokemon Go / Pokemon Unite sportscaster for the Pokemon Company in Japan. And yes, that's actually what I'm taping at the moment. We have 9 episodes on the Pokemon YouTube and the Pokemon channel on Facebook, which has millions and millions of followers. So watch out for that. It's okay. Like, if we're going a little bit sexual here, this one is just very, very G-rated.
Yeah.
But if you like Pokemon and you enjoy watching Battle League or whatever, check it out. It's a different side of Markki. Basta different facets. And of course, the Morning Rush on RX931 from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Morning Rush, very inclusive. We really, really
love the music of Morning Rush.
Yeah.
We really just love to incorporate everyone in who we talk about, and not just the patriarchy. So there you go. Hope you enjoy those, and hope to see you guys in any of these. And my underwear line, MXSI or Maxi.
Yes.
It's out already, and in stores we already released the first Off-White brand. And thank you so much for joining the poll, and please continue to support. And see you, and watch out also. Sorry, so many
He was
things.
wearing the underwear in episode.
I was.
Episode,
Yeah.
right?
The
The
white
one
underwear.
The one in the...
Yeah, I was
I'm
wearing the
actually wearing a
underwear.
pair right now.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I will send you underwear. Don't
Send
worry.
mo.
I'm gonna take photos. Anyway, and there you go. Watch out for that, and see you on the international runways on March next year. Watch out for that.
Thank you, Markki.
Yay!
So much.
Thank you, HF. Thank you, Yves. And thank you, Markki. Thank you, everyone who
Pleasure.
tuned in for this episode. Grabe, sobrang there's just so much to talk about sa mga next episodes pa natin. So watch out again for next week as we talk about another all-out episode of BLISS After Dark, Love at the End of the World special.
And socials mo.
My socials, of course, you know me, Queen Shandii sa lahat, TikTok, IG, Twitter, and on Facebook, Shandii Bacol. I'm on Laika as Queen Shandii. So.
Tama yan. And you guys can follow my individual socials on Instagram, ako po si Nico, Twitter, ako po si Locco, TikTok, ako po si Nico, YouTube, Nico Locco, at iba pa. Wala akong Tinder, sorry guys. And you can follow our Temporary Insanity pictures, where you will see all of our promo materials for Love at the End of the World, as well as we have our own Cerealing YouTube channel, Temporary Insanity Pictures.
And of course, for the episodes, just go to the Boulder channel and Bliss Mag TV para sa lahat ng episodes about Bliss After Dark. So with that, let's call it a night, and of course, let's do a toast, guys.
Cheers,
guys.
folks.
Cheers.
Good night, Blissfuls.
Good night.
Blissfuls.
Good night.
Until the next one.
Have a fun night tonight. Don't get too late.
Yes.
Late.
Late.
Slang lang.
Sabi ni Mama, kapag nakita mo na daw yung taong mamahalin mo hanggang sa dulo ng buhay mo, magbabago daw ang pag-ikot ng mundo mo. Mag-iiba ang bawat patak ng ulan. Magbabago ang tunog ng hangin. Magliliwanag ang buhay na matagal nang nabalot sa kadiliman. Pero, paano ba malalaman na yung taong mahal mo siya nang mamahalin mo hanggang sa dulo ng mundo?
Alam mo, gets ko kagad.
Ano na-gets mo?
Ikaw.
Ako?
Ikaw. Kaya kaya ng puno rin at kahit anak ka lang ng caretaker niya. Dahil malungkot siya.
Noong una, gusto lamang kitang bantayan just to make sure na maging okay ka. Tapos naging magkakilala tayo. Naging magkaibigan tayo. Tapos nagmahalan na tayo.
Loneliness is the closest thing we living shall ever come to death. And I prayed for it. I want you to know that. I prayed to love you. And I prayed I would change. Now, I just pray you're in the arms of someone whose prayer came true.
Hindi naman daw talaga patas ang mundo. Pero pagdating daw sa pag-ibig, nagiging patas ang lahat. Pwedeng magmahalan ng dalawang taong parehong sinaktan ng nakaraan.
So ano tayo, Ben? Ginamit mo lang ako? Ha? Naging kayo ni George tapos kayo mo na sasabihin sa akin na I love the world na?
Pwedeng maging buo ang isang taong niyurak ng kamunduhan. Mahal kita. Pwedeng magtagpo ang mahirap at mayaman sa panahon ng kalungkutan.
I imagine this. Holding your face. Looking at you. And then, the meteor hits.
Pwedeng maghilom ang mga kaluluwang winasak ng karanasan.
It's the end of the world. Tapos pipiliin mo pa bang nasa rehab ka? Right here with me.
Hindi ako sigurado kung tama si Mama.
Listen to me! George, please! Wala namang perfecto, di ba, anak mo? Walang perfecto, anak, kahit wasak ka na. At dito si Mama, si Sam nandito, anak. Mahal ka. Mahal kita, anak. Mahal na mahal. Kahit ano ka pa. Parang ama mo na, please, anak. Please.
Tanging alam ko lang ngayon, inatagpuan ko na ang taong para sa akin. Ang taong mamahalin ko hanggang kamatayan. Sam, mahal kita. Mahal na mahal na mahal na mahal. Utangin ng asteroid yun.